We're starting this playoff preview with the first series of the Western Conference, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Phoenix Suns, the number 1 seed against the 8th one. My prediction for this series is 4-1 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have the best record, the best net rating, the best defensive rating, also by far. Their team is full of reliable players. They can play a lot differently depending on how the opponent plays. They can play big with their 2 big men, Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren at the same time, and they both have done it throughout the season. But they can also play very small with Alex Caruso as the number 5 spot, but also Kenrich Williams, a really underrated player, and has played a lot in the past years as a small ball 5. They can also play with traditional lineups and traditional roles. They can play with, for example, a traditional point guard like Nikola Topic, but they can also play without a traditional point guard, but with guards like Shai Gilgeous-Alxander, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, which are, we can say, small players, but not really traditional point guards. So they can also play with SGA and 4 3-and-D guys, with maybe Jalen Williams as the primary ball handler, Jalen the center, not J-Dub. And in some parts of the season, when the Oklahoma City Thunder had a lot of injuries, Jalen Williams was one of the guys who stepped up the most and had the biggest role in the Oklahoma City Thunder offense. He's a super underrated passer. So they're deep, they're aggressive, they have a roster full of quality players that can have a really huge impact on both ends of the floor. And I think that this is one of the teams that with the most chances of earning the title this year. They'll have competition, but I think that their competition will probably start in the next rounds. I think that this round is probably an easy win for OKC. In 5 games, it could be also in 4 games. And I think that probably the biggest X factor, not only for this series, but also for the whole playoff run, the Oklahoma City Thunder, is Jalen Williams, J-Dub, and how he's healthy and ready to play in these playoffs. He had a lot of injury troubles throughout this season, and I don't know if he's 100% healthy at the moment. They might use him with limited minutes in this series, and maybe try to utilize him a lot more in the other ones when he'll be much needed. But yeah, I think that overall the success of the Oklahoma City Thunder, not only in the short term, but also in the long term, will depend heavily on Jalen Williams' health. While talking about the Suns, they'll probably have a really tough time against this Oklahoma City Thunder defense, especially because their scoring guard duo, composed by Devin Booker and Jalen Green, they're going to face really tough perimeter defenders like Lugens Dort, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace. And another reason why this matchup could be really tough for the Suns is because they usually try to outnumber the opponent in terms of possession played during the game. They do it especially with offensive rebounds, with steals, and with an aggressive style of play. But they will face a team that it's probably the best in the league in terms of outnumbering the opponent in terms of number of possessions. So they're if they play that game, OKC is certainly going to win. And players like Dillon Brooks and Jordan Goodwin will probably have a crucial role in defending Shai Gilgeous-Alxander. We know that you can't really stop him like you maybe would do with other players, but you can limit him. You can limit the impact that his scoring ability has on the game. I also see players like Colin Gillespie not being heavily utilized. Maybe he might be also out of the rotation because the OBC Thunder is a team that focuses a lot on mismatch hunting and finding the weakest link in the opposing defense. And I don't know, probably the only thing that the Phoenix Suns can do in this series is trying to keep Dort off the floor, to let Booker have an easier time offensively. And one way that you can do that is trying to guard him with Mark Williams, maybe having him roaming in the paint and leaving completely alone against Dort. Kind of like something that Jason Kidd did 2 years ago with Josh Giddey, and that was certainly a key move that allowed that Dallas Mavericks team to win that series.